Hello, my name is James Zucker, and I am your son's AP teacher. I may teach him for Advanced Placement United States History or Advanced Placement World History. I made this video because I know that many parents and many students can get both stressed and excited about taking the AP class. Now, I know that you have many expectations for your son for the next few years. The most important, I am sure, is his character development. But at the same time, you also want to see him have the opportunity to get into the college of his choice. And I know that that is part of the reason why you have put him into advanced placement classes. Still, I am sure that you might be very confused about what the expectations are of a college-going class at the high school level. So in this video, I want to give you a sense of what you should expect and what your son should expect in how to succeed at the AP experience. I'm going to walk through a variety of different things in this video to try and help support your son. For one, we are going to talk about the purpose of AP. We're going to talk about the curriculum and skills that the AP class demands. We will also talk about study habits and how they are different from a regular class. And we will talk about test-taking skills so that you can see how not only your son should study, but what he should do to execute on the day of a test. We will then talk about the national exam and what is required on that. And finally, I will give you some contact information if you ever need to contact me to provide help with your son. The most important thing that I see here is to help your son and support him so that he can do well in this class and in the future. Thank you. The advanced placement class began in the post-World War II era. It was originally created to help identify and train students who showed above-average skills in math and science. The founders of the AP program wanted to train students to help the United States in foreign competition with other countries, especially the Soviet Union. Today, the AP classroom has evolved into a much different environment. We still take strong students and teach them complex thinking skills. However, the purpose is no longer to train only the elite students who make up the top 1% of the student body. Rather, AP teachers see our job as taking strong students, usually in the top 40% of the student body, and opening them up to the opportunity to be exposed to collegiate thinking. We believe this provides them with a number of important skills and habits for college. Students who learn these skills and habits have a much greater success in college. Studies have shown that when a student takes just one AP class, regardless of how they do on the national exam at the end of the year, they have a 25% greater chance at getting into and succeeding at college. If they take two classes, their chances jump up to 65%. It is important to note that the AP class is not the same as the honors or regular classroom. Students will be expected to challenge themselves at a collegiate level. For this reason, many excellent students who have previously had straight A averages may find their grades dip or change for a short time. This can cause stress and tension for students and parents alike. However, keep in mind that a student in the AP class is going through the same transition that most college freshmen go through. He will need some time to adapt to these changes, and the benefit of doing so is that he will take and make the transition now in high school with the support of his teacher. The curriculum of the AP classroom is meant to be the same as the survey level class in the lower division of college. This means that your son will be expected to do reading, writing, and thinking skills similar to a freshman at the collegiate level. For history, this means that your son will be learning the facts and issues of history. However, he will be doing so in a thematic and argumentative way. Your son will be looking at the events of history through the eyes of multiple historians' interpretations. He will be expected to provide arguments that are well supported by a variety of evidence, and he will be expected to provide these ideas in an organized way that can be defended in public. So, your son is going to be using the following historical thinking skills. Number 1, differentiating between primary and secondary sources of evidence. Number 2, reading and analyzing historians' arguments. Number 3, providing supporting or rebuttal evidence to arguments. Number 4, writing full-length arguments defending a position. And number 5, answering objective multiple choice questions that call for analysis, not memorization. Study habits. Students have to take a leap in advanced placement beyond the previous ways of preparing for tests. I am sure that your son is extremely bright. He would not have achieved entrance to Loyola High School or the AP classroom without a sharp mind, and I am guessing that he has an excellent and well-trained memory. However, AP tests do not rely upon memorization. AP tests ask students to take memorized material and apply it to both objective and essay questions. This means that the study habits your son has used in the past will no longer help in taking AP level tests. Students will need to do more steps than in the past. I would suggest the following. First, students should do what they have done in the past. This is typically to reread their notes for the main points. But then students need to rewrite these notes in categories, columns, or some organizer for the key and significant issues. Third, students should try to answer the study questions that I have provided on the review sheets. The students do not need to write full essays for every question. This would be impossible for time. However, they should be able to give about a 3 to 5 sentence answer for each question, including the important issue and the supporting evidence. Finally, students should be able to speak about these answers out loud. I suggest that students be quizzed at home by a parent, sibling, or friend. If this is not possible, students should speak out the answers out loud in their room without looking at their notes. None of this is a guarantee that they will ace the test. But it does help them to get into a more analytical approach to tests instead of an approach that just memorizes definitions, key terms, and patterns. Test taking. The national exam at the end of the year has 3 parts to it. There is an objective, multiple choice section, an essay section using primary source documents, and an essay section that has different types of history essay questions. The main problem for students is the multiple choice section. Students are used to multiple choice questions that are based upon memorization and definition finding. However, the AP questions are based upon applying information they know to new situations. This means a few things. First, the information will not be exactly like what they saw in their notes. Second, there will be answers that they have not seen in their notes. Third, they will have to use process of elimination to narrow down the answer. The key is to look for the best possible answer and get rid of answers that don't connect with the specific question. National Exam and Reviews. The national exam takes place in the 3rd week of May. The national exam will take place in one morning from about 8 a.m. to 11:30. Students will have to complete a multiple choice section, an essay based upon primary source documents, and essays based upon historical questions. This will mean that the students need to review the key information from the year. This is difficult to do since they have 5 other classes and may still be going over new material deep into April. It will be necessary for the students to review. I will be chunking the material. This means that each week leading up to the exam, we will go back over a period of history that we have studied. The students will study and then take a test for practice. These tests will go to their final grade. The point is to hold them accountable for reviewing the information they need to do well on the national exam. One of these review sessions will be held on a Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. My expectation is that they attend this review session to help them get ready for the exam. I understand that some students may have a sports or extracurricular commitment that they cannot avoid. I will definitely work with these students, but I ask that you make every attempt to have them come to this review session for their own review. Finally, I view this class as a partnership between myself and you in helping your son to succeed. I have the highest expectations for your son. I want him to be challenged, but at the same time, I want to support him in success. So you are welcome to contact me anytime for help, tutoring, or any other concerns. You can contact me at my cell phone number, area code 310-309-7045, or at my email address at Loyola, jzucker@loyolahs.edu. My hope is that even though this is a very stressful type of experience, this can also be an exciting experience where your son is challenged and can eventually feel that great sense of accomplishment from his success at the end of the year.